We don't condone violence at all, Katie. Obviously, time doesn't cure everything.
No, apparently not. It was a good right hook, though.
It was. Maybe in another lifetime.
Thanks, Kim. To the day in money now, and the market rose 1% on the second consecutive day of gains. Financial and real estate companies leading the way. Mirvac Group gained 3.5 cents. The Westfield Group up 29 cents. Coca-Cola went the other way. The banks were 1% stronger overall. And our dollar is up against the major currencies. Well, only a few showers around today, but Brenton says there could be more this evening. He's here next. Stay with us.
And a reminder of the speed camera locations on 5AA tomorrow morning.
Hi folks, the last day of spring tomorrow, and while there's still a millimetre or two likely before summer starts, it won't be enough to lift us to Adelaide's November average of 31.2. So far, we've only reached just under 22, and not much from today, unfortunately. It just wasn't enough to get us over the line. 30.2, that was a late max. It came just before 5 o'clock when the southwesterly pushed through. Already dropped now down to below 24 degrees. It's going to drop even more, even quite a low top tomorrow, well below average. We'll get to that in just a moment. Let's take a look around the state. We did reach 31 degrees on the river, although slightly warmer there at Loxton with 32, up to 38 degrees fanning those flames at Port Augusta there this afternoon. 20 is the overnight low, and 24 degrees at both Kingscote and Port Lincoln. Just isolated gaugings of really only 1 or 2 millimetres. However, we have seen some thunderstorm activity to the west and to the north. There's still the chance of a thunderstorm overnight, certainly some thundery showers. Let's look at the satellite picture. This broad area of low pressure, very, very slow moving. It's only just in this, as I say, the last hour or two that we've seen this cooler southwesterly push across. So associated with that, there's still the chance of a shower or two in the early hours. Tomorrow we're looking at a mostly sunny day, but because we're getting this fresh, cool air in the southwest, it'll be much cooler. Tomorrow a top of 20 degrees, and if we do get some gaugings, look, rainfall might only be 1 or 2 millimetres to come. Around the nation tomorrow, it's looking fine in Perth, 29 degrees, although it'll be windy. Windy in the red centre there, 31 degrees as well. However, quite wet still through the eastern parts of the country as the low pressure pushes across, particularly wet about Melbourne and Hobart. So for the rest of the state tomorrow, an early shower or two, as I mentioned, overnight. Generally speaking, tomorrow will be a mostly sunny day, although partly cloudy conditions down to the south. You can see how cool it's going to get. 16 for a top of Mount Gambier, just 17 there at Victor Harbour, so certainly well below average. There is severe weather on the forecast for the Flinders, the mid-northern parts of the York, Eastern Eyre Peninsulas and Riverland districts. That's associated with damaging winds. There are strong winds for the Spencer Gulf, the Investigator Strait, as well as west central and southeast coasts. Locally on our waters back home, west-southwest 15 to 20 knots. They're all southerly 10 to 15 knots early evening. Seas during the day 1 to 2 metres. They'll pull back though closer to a metre towards day's end. Looking at Adelaide tomorrow, the early shower or two, as I mentioned, still the chance of a thundery shower overnight, so maybe some lighting about the place. Look out to the west before what will be a mostly sunny day. Then we're looking at showers clearing out. 22 on Thursday, fine weather. Look at the weekend, sensational, 27 degrees, then fine weather up to 32 degrees this time next week.
Thank you, Brenton. And that's all from the news team for now. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
9 Adelaide is owned and operated by WIN, Australia's largest commercial television network.